I've just finished listening to an incredible book that I'd recommend to anyone. It was a real joy and it just felt like a treat. It was called Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. It's a science fiction book, and the less that you know going into it, the better, really. So if you want to go into it not knowing much, stop listening now. I'll say a little bit. So a man wakes up and doesn't know his name, doesn't know where he is, but the fate of the earth rests in his hands, really. And that's all I'm going to say. It's science fiction and it's funny, heartwarming, and we figure things out with him as he gradually gets his memories back, what's happened and why he's there. I really loved all the science bits, and although you don't need to know lots about science, and you can get the gist from even if you haven't got a science background, but I really enjoyed those parts. It brought back some really happy memories, and when he was figuring out everything and all his experiments, and I enjoyed the process, and it was just so exciting and stimulating, and it took me back to doing my A-level coursework in biology when I decided to do an experiment on toothpaste and which toothpaste was the best at killing bacteria. And so I got loads of agar plates and put bacteria on them, and then bored holes in the agar jelly and put the toothpaste in the holes, and then you could measure how much of the bacteria around it die. And it took me right back to that. I stunk out the whole biology labs for months doing these experiments after school, and the teacher had to always explain to all the rest of her classes why everything stunk of toothpaste. But I mean, there are worse things that a biology lab can smell of. I really enjoyed the molecular biology side, and I have quite a lot of knowledge of biology and chemistry, and I was going to do medicine at university, and so I read quite a lot around the subject because I was really interested in it, and the teacher used to give me extra textbooks because I always wanted to know more and further into the subject. So I knew quite a lot about what he was talking about. So even though I haven't been university educated because I became ill in my first term at university, I still had that knowledge there from that. And although I didn't do physics at A-level, my older brother did physics at university, and I sort of through osmosis through him I gathered quite a lot, and I used to read quite a lot of long form articles about physics because I was interested about my brother went to CERN when it was being built, and the Large Hadron Collider there way back when, and I read quite a lot of articles about the Higgs boson, and I remember reading stuff about string theory. So although I didn't have all the knowledge that the character in this book was talking about for space travel and some of the more basic physics equations, that knowledge wasn't there. We didn't need it, but I enjoyed it all anyway, and it brought back that science side of me. In my early teens, I didn't watch much television, but the two main things that I did watch were Stargate SG-1 and Star Trek Voyager, and it's actually quite surprising what physics knowledge you can extrapolate from fictional TV shows, because Sam Carter in Stargate did quite a lot of physics stuff, and it was explained quite well. I remember centrifuges from that, and so that was useful knowledge for this book. But that's all by the by. It was an amazing book and you should definitely read it. I loved it. Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Coincidentally, my older brother, when he was at school, he did a physics experiment for his coursework on the viscosity of custard. So he stank out the physics labs with custard, and I stank out the biology labs with toothpaste. If you enjoyed this video, please consider going to gofundme.com/SaveJenny, where I'm fundraising for life-saving neurosurgery. Thank you.